Hey everybody, welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, joined by the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the New Orleans Pelicans. You take a look at the Pelicans. They are hungry for a win here. Last season, they got swept by this team. 4 straight losses, something they haven't forgotten. We could talk all day about Manu Ginobili, 3rd in voting last season for 6th Man of the Year. He's won that before. And there are so many stats out there. There's a new one called Real Plus Minus, ranked him as the #1 shooting guard in the league on a per-minute basis, Shaq.
Yes, the former 57th pick back in 1999. Injuries have always been an issue, but he's had a great career. Going into last season, he passed on playing for Argentina in the European Cup. Coach Pop called it the first rest he's had in over a decade, and it helped him stay fresh.
You know, I said we could talk about him all day. Let me check with the producer and see if we can continue to talk about him. Oh, well, he said you talked too long. Here's Kevin Harlan.
We've got basketball action at the AT&T Center. We're in San Antonio, Texas, the home of the Spurs, live on 2K Sports. Last game for the Pelicans, they ended up losing to the Charlotte Hornets. A real closely contested game. They couldn't come up with a couple of key baskets, and they lost by 3.
That was a tough game for them to lose, guys, because they really played well throughout the game.
I agree there, but despite the result, I think they can definitely take some positives away from it.
Tip-off goes to New Orleans. And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, the backcourt, Holiday and Gordon. Evans and Davis are your small and power forwards. And it's Ashik in at the 5. Offensive rebound, Davis. Pass to Evans. And Holiday kicks to Evans. Davis, the pass to Evans. New Orleans moving it around. Holiday dishes to Gordon. Pass to Evans. Lock at 6. Holiday inside the line. Holiday with another miss. Well, going into last season, Thiago Splitter accepting a 4-year, $36 million extension, Steve, from the Spurs.
A lot of people question the value of that contract, but Splitter more than earned it with his play throughout the regular season and in the playoffs. He's versatile, he can pass, he can defend, and even though his numbers were down a little bit last year, he made tremendous impact just in terms of their interior play.
Now here is Holiday. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Charlotte. And the Pelicans miss again.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside.
Parker kicks to Duncan. Off the left rim and out.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Davis with a screen on Green. Shoots the 3. And Drew Holiday with the 3. Holiday's got the first points up on the board here for the Pelicans. Last outing for San Antonio, it was a loss to the Rockets.
And what stands out from that game, Clark, is that they let a lot of points slip through their fingers at the free throw line.
Yep, and I think some doubt started to creep in as well when they kept missing their foul shots. Guys seem to tighten up and start alligator arming those things.
Leonard, no luck.
That's 3 misses to start the game, guys. Does not bode well here early.
Holiday gets the bucket.
Boy, beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
The Spurs have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Parker kicks to Splitter. Back to Parker. Stolen away. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And it's Gordon penetrating. Can't get it to fall. Spurs trail by 5. Green passes to Parker. Feeds it to Splitter. Shot clock at 6. Leonard against Evans. And the call will be against Tony Parker. Parker against Holiday. Gordon kicks to Holiday. Shot from the wing. That's good on the jump shot. Holiday's got 7 points in the game.
That's exactly why opponents fear Drew Holiday. He's on a hot streak. He's got it going.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, I had a chance to talk with head coach Monty Williams. They'll be up against a future Hall of Famer in Tim Duncan in this one, and I asked him how Duncan changes what they do on the defensive end. He relayed that he told his guys not to be over-aggressive with him in the post, saying, if we start fighting on every fake he throws our way, we'll all be in foul trouble. We can't let that happen. We'll see if they can avoid just that, guys.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, Drew Holiday, part of the basketball family. Of course, he played at UCLA, but both of his parents played at Arizona State.
And for Drew Holiday, you know, you talk about his family. His brother and sister both won state titles. And his father, in his 50s, can still throw down the 360 dunk. I'm looking at you.
No, it's not happening here. Come on. I know he's got some good DNA, but 360 dunks at 50? Although Drew is real deal. His youngest brother is a star in the making, playing in high school in Los Angeles right now.
The Spurs making a switch here. Joseph's checked in. He doesn't get the second one.
New Orleans looked a lot better overall as a team last year than they had the years before, but still a very young club, and it hurt them when they had to travel. Did not play well on the road.
The putback, great positioning on the putback. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Pelicans.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Well, the other thing I like is defensively, they're causing turnovers, and that's allowing them to get into transition.
The Pelicans did run into trouble on the road, as you hinted at, Clark. Only 12 road wins on the year for them.
Yeah, they struggled through a number of tough injuries to key personnel. Amazingly, though, that was an improvement from the year before. So you can be patient. Maybe one more year with this young group as it develops and matures, and they'll be ready to turn the corner.
Spurs trail by 6. Evans with the steal. Kicks it to Gordon. And Ashik now atop the key. New Orleans moving the ball around. Evans dishes to Ashik. Banked in off the glass.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And that's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark.
The pass to Leonard. Outside, Green. There's a screen. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Green's got 5 points so far.
You know, the height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself to be manhandled by the big boy.
Now here is Davis. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
And don't forget about the incredible rebounding night for him, too. I mean, just devouring the glass all game long.
And Green slams it in. A free run to the hoop and some thunder on the finish.
Not exactly the way the D would have drawn that one up.
And when you got the space, you might as well throw it down. That's what I always used to do.
And so it's New Orleans with it after the basket by San Antonio. Davis setting the pick for Evans. There's the dish to Holiday. Just 4 to shoot. That's good. He's got 9.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Drew Holiday, going into last season, traded from the Sixers to the Pelicans in exchange for 2 first-round picks and a win-now move for the Pelicans, clearly. But he ended up only playing a little over 2 months after a stress fracture in his ankle.
Boris Diaz checked in for Duncan. Joseph with the ball, and Holiday picks him up defensively. The drive by Green, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Danny Green, a nice find by the Spurs as a 3-and-D role player. The Spurs always seem to find those kind of guys. A mid-second round pick was Green. He got waived by the Cavs, spent some time playing abroad. Now he holds the record for three-pointers made in the finals. I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Here's Joseph. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Outside, Green. Now here's Joseph, guarded by Holiday. Here's Leonard. Misses off the right iron. And for Danny Green, guys, a quality defender at either wing position. And, you know, Steve, as you like to say, a floor spacer offensively.
That's right. Two-way guys, Kevin. Two-way players. That's what the playoffs are all about. You think about the success Green has had the last couple of seasons, defending star players at one end, knocking down big threes at the other. Wow, what a player he's become.
Here's Leonard. After Drew Holiday's score, Leonard the pass to Splitter. Got a piece of it. Taken away by Holiday. Here's Evans, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. And now it's a 9-point Pelican lead. Now here's Joseph, guarded by Holiday. Diaw, the screen. Three-pointer. Can't get it to go. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. They're getting their first look of the season at San Antonio in this one.
This game kicks off what should be an interesting season series between these clubs. And, of course, they'll see each other 4 times this year.
That's a huge part of what they want to do defensively. Limit his easy chances inside.
Joseph with the ball. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. 6 on the shot clock. Green kicks to Diaw. Puts up the baby hook. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Well, as Steve was saying, Clark, you know, they're in the same conference. There's going to be a lot of familiarity there. And who knows, after that, they may see each other in the playoffs, too, if all goes right for them.
Well, that's certainly a possibility, Kevin, but we've got a long way to go before that scenario comes to pass.
That's right. Now, here's Joseph. After Eric Gordon's miss, Joseph dishes to Diaw. Now, here's Joseph, guarded by Holiday. And here is Joseph. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Joseph's got his first 2 points of the night. And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
It's happened before, and we've seen it happen again. The Spurs were the best team in the West last season and secured the top seed, not only in the West, but throughout the NBA.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Matt Bonner, he's checked in for Splitter. Bellinelli comes in for Leonard. And it's Ginobili in for Green. Now here's Rivers, stolen by Joseph. Oh, and here comes Joseph, all alone.
Well, we've got a moment to look back to last year's Spurs right now. First in assists, first in three-point shooting, and they were number 2 in field goal percentage. This is a team that got good shots on a regular basis and knocked them down.
And Clark, what you talked about that really resonates with me is the assists, because they were the best in the league. Clearly a result of wonderful offensive execution and, of course, unselfishness. It didn't seem to matter who was taking the shot. That team always tried to find the open man.
Free throw good, Joseph. He's perfect from the line this time. Pelicans leading by 5. Now here's Rivers to the paint. And there's Ryan Anderson on the assist by Rivers.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash.